Hey kids, welcome to Kitchen Corner. It's good to have you with us here at my home, actually, Mr. Will. Welcome as a guest in our home. Actually, you're kind of like family here already. So, you know what? It's Thanksgiving. And what we're going to do is we're going to make something today the kids are going to be able to get their hands in and do practically themselves with very little parent supervision. We're actually going to make Plymouth Rock. Yeah. You know about Plymouth Rock.
I do know about Plymouth Rock.
You know a lot about Thanksgiving because it really sets you up for one of your favorite times of the year, and that's Christmas. But Plymouth Rock, tell the boys and girls a little bit about it.
Well, boys and girls, as you may know from history class, Plymouth Rock is a very important part of Thanksgiving. That's where the Pilgrims landed back in 1620.
Whoa. What year?
1620.
That is a very, very important year to remember when you're making Plymouth Rocks.
Yes.
Because you'll see why in a minute. Go ahead.
Well, they landed there in the big ship called the Mayflower, which you may already know. And Thanksgiving, the way we celebrate it now, is actually because of the Pilgrims. You see, when they first landed here in America, they had a lot of warring and a lot of battles going on with the Indians. But they had one big peace meal when they started their peaceful time. And that's how we got our traditional way that we celebrate Thanksgiving today.
Well, you mentioned peace. You know, we're going through a whole War on Family series, really talking about how peace can come back into the home. And each family member really has a part of bringing peace. And, you know, when you look at the Bible, so many times when God brought a word, for example, the Last Supper, the Lord's Supper, all these times when they broke bread, God would oftentimes, you know, have a message involved with that. So today we're going to teach you how to make some Plymouth Rocks and maybe bring a little peace in your home through some food and baking. How about that?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's show the kids what they need to get started.
You're going to need some basic baking utensils, some food coloring, green and black, powdered sugar, some milk, some sugar cookie dough, and a toothpick or a skewer. So guys, like I said, this is a very simple kitchen corner. Why don't we get rid of these coffee mugs so we can have plenty of space to work with. Well, what we're gonna do is this. I'm gonna give you the privilege of taking the cookie dough and just squeezing it all out into this bowl right here. Go ahead and do that for us. So now that you got your cookie dough in here, it's simple as this. You want to kind of break this up into, you know, maybe 1 or 2 inch little balls and just kind of take them and drop them down because you want to get them all about the same size. Not because Plymouth Rock has to be the same size, because you're thinking we got to cook these and you do want to eat them. So once you get a few laid out and you get them in the same size, now the fun part begins. You actually can take these and shape them into, well, the Plymouth Rock. If you really want to get detailed, I guess you could go online and take a look at the real Plymouth Rock and try to match it up. We're just gonna have some fun today. Once we get them done, we put them on our cookie sheet, and that way they're ready to be cast into the oven and ready to be cooked. You wanna go ahead and preheat your oven up to 350 degrees, and that's gonna give you plenty of heat to get these things cooked. Well, let's go ahead and get the rest of these things done up here real quick. Well, guys, this is where it gets really fun. You get to do some artwork, some carving, and what you need is a little square. You could use a Lego. Maybe just ask your mom permission to break off the top of your pepper container. It's a perfect size for at least the rock sizes that we're making. Now, Mr. Will, what I want you to do is to take these items, and I want you to press the square into the cookie, and then we're going to do a little carving action.
All right, let's do it.
So now that we got the artistic part done and we got our year 1620 on there, now comes the part, the waiting part, the patient part, the hardest part. I saw you eating some of the dough, Will. Yeah, we gotta cook it. So listen, cast these in the oven, 350 degrees. We'll come back in just a minute after they cool down.
Deal.
Hey guys, while we're waiting for those cookies to cook and cool down, we're gonna get to some of the next part that's really fun and really makes these things pop, stand out. We're gonna paint cookies. Before you can paint, you gotta make your paint. And with that, we're gonna use our confectionery sugar, we're gonna use some milk, and we're gonna use our food coloring to make some paint.
Well, let's get to it.
So what you're gonna need for this is some powdered sugar, and it's hard to tell how much. You need more than what you think you need, so go ahead and put as much in there as you want. You can always add more later. Once you get some powdered sugar in there, you're gonna take some milk, and this is where I want you to be, just be cautious of how much you're putting in. You'll be amazed how much little milk it takes to make this thing a true liquid. Remember, we want something that's kind of like paint. We're gonna paint on our cool cookies, and once we feel like we've got the right consistency, and don't be surprised as you're stirring it, it's gonna get thicker and thicker, and you might have to add a little bit more milk. Let me encourage you, just a drop or two.
Just a drop.
Yeah, just to get this just right. So let's add another drop or literally just a little drop. Actually, that might be just perfect, Mr. Will. What do you think?
I think it's looking good.
Very nice.
Got the good consistency.
Now, it might thicken up a little bit. No harm in just adding a little bit more milk to it as you go. Now here, do me a favor. Open up the black one, and I'll open up the green one. And what we're gonna do is, again, moderation is the key to this. I'm gonna put 1 drop of green. Watch this going in. It's kind of fun. Woo, look at there. Go and drop your black in there. Just 1 drop. Nice.
Right there.
And now we're just gonna stir this in. Oh, look at that.
That is looking
that
good.
That might look just perfect for us.
That's a good rock color.
I think so. I'd like to have a little bit more green. So do me a favor. Go ahead and drop me another green in there.
1 more green coming up.
Oh, you did it. Almost by accident, huh? All right, I think we've got the right color, the right consistency. Now, we just have to wait for those cookies to cook. Well, hey guys, now that the cookies have baked and cooked, we got a little problem.
Yeah, they don't look much like the picture.
Look, there's the picture. You tell me.
Yeah, kids, I'll be honest. The cookies are supposed to look like this, but instead ours kind of look like this.
Well, you know what? They're Plymouth Rocks. It's about just having fun and
Absolutely.
peace. So go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and paint you one up? And remember, that's our sugar water. And I actually added a little bit more milk in there because it was setting up a little thick. And just go ahead, have some fun, Mr. Will. Get it down in there. Don't be gentle with it. Get in there and have some fun. Get all that sugar water. Get it down inside of that 1, that 6, and that 2, so it'll pop out. Hey, it's coming along pretty good. And go ahead and get a little green moss over here and over there, and perfect. Hey, can I do one?
Absolutely, go
Nice.
ahead.
Well, boys and girls, this is what Plymouth Rocks look like when they're done. I think yours are going to turn out a lot better. As a matter of fact, if you do choose to do this, go to our Facebook. You can see the recipe that Mr. Will, you're going to post up there.
I will post it up on our Facebook
And
page.
take some pictures. I'm hoping yours turn out a lot better than ours.